Alright, I think everything is up in terms of the stream. I think so anyway. Say something sounds good. Cool. Nice one, Capel. I just had to get all the thumbnails sorted and all that stuff. Get a link posted as well. And I need chat. And oh wait, let me get donation link pinned. Wrong link. Cool. In terms of drive-throughs for this stint, I don't think it's as bad as the last one. We've got, let me see, Jack has 2 to serve, Pyro has 3, Wack has 2, Eroticars has 1, T-Pos does not have any. We're actually starting. I was not ready for that. Gunmad has 1. Eli 1, Asodor 1, Deco 2, T-Bop, and everyone down to the bottom has 1 each. Okay, now I need to try and remember what car all of those people are in, because otherwise I'm going to have no idea. Race in progress, oh, I have to press spectate. Oh my god, I nearly missed the start. Okay, well, yeah, lights out, and away we go. Auto is in pole position. Where is he going? Okay, it's not. Never mind. Panic over. The restart in the lobby. I was so confused. So many British drivers. Yeah, we're starting to get into more A+ drivers in the lobby this time. Mostly A's, a few A+, a couple of B's as well, and a C for Denzel Washington. In terms of what I was trying to say, I was trying to go through the order to see how people are doing so far. I can't change controls. So in terms of the lead, currently in the lead we have the McLaren team, who are... Lord Asseldor is the one driving for them in this stint. This man over here, he's driving for McLaren. They are currently in the lead by 28 seconds after a really good race win from Eroticars in the previous stint, and I think we had Udele driving with them, who had a really good result in the first stint as well, coming somewhere in the top 5. In second place, as I was saying, 27 seconds off the lead, so they'll be starting in, let me just go to the main grid so we can see it a bit easier. Where's the BMW car? Grid hasn't been set yet. Whack Jumps driving for BMW, currently in P2. Then for Toyota, we have Kling Beast, who has really kindly offered to join in quite late on. They are 50 seconds off the lead right now, which, I mean, it might sound a lot, but when you think we're only halfway through the race, there's 4 hours to go. We had drivers who were like 6 minutes down in one stint in the first race, so it's more than possible for a gap like that to be eaten away like in no time. But yeah, Kling Beast, 52 seconds off the pace in P3. We've got T-Bop for the Peugeot team, who are up in P4. Here he is, purple and white Mind livery. 66 seconds back in total, so just over a minute. In P5 currently, 74 seconds off the pace, we have Bad Robot in the Audi R8. I think it looks like the lobby has been set now, as you can see, reverse grid, so Asseldor leading, starting from the back. And then, yeah, we're up to Bad Robot. Astro will be starting just ahead of him in the NSX. They're 83 seconds off the lead. T-Pos, the only driver from this grid, I believe, who doesn't have a drive-through penalty to serve. Yeah, the only driver. The way things worked today, we had a suggestion from one of the drivers that offering an incentive to get donations and giving people drive-thrus would be a good way to do it, and it seems to work pretty well. But yeah, he's the only one, the lucky one, who doesn't have to serve any drive-thrus, so he'll be hoping to make up some of that time. Then we got Jack starting P8, Eli P7, Aratakos P6. Is it meant to be frozen on 0 seconds? Pyro P5. Oh, there we go. It's loaded now. Cool. Pyro P5, Auto P4, Taz P3, Deco P2, and Gunmad starting at the front of the grid. And yeah, as I was saying, it's fully in reverse grid. So the guys who are at the front of the lobby, they have more room to make up in this race. Anyway, Gunmad is going to lead us away ahead of Deco. Deco not getting the best start, probably a car thing actually, being in the Lexus Auto. Let's see if he can make turn one this time. Obviously wasn't really trying to on the first attempt, but the glint, oh, we've got a crash as well in the first corner from the Lexus. But yeah, the glint off the car is just making it kind of tough to see there, but Gunmad will be leading the field up into the first sort of run down the main straight towards the bus stop chicane. Auto and Taz going completely side by side. It would be nice if we saw a bit of a better angle here for the drivers, braking around a 250 meter point to take this bus stop chicane in 4th gear. I think most people will be doing here. Jack's made up a few positions as well in the Mojang Mind livery Citroen. Aratakos getting a penalty early on. Obviously, big shout out to Aratakos, who have put so much work in. The only guy who is doing 2 stints for us just to sort of help where we've had some late dropouts, unfortunately, because obviously it is quite a commitment to take 2 hours out of your Saturday to fill in and yeah, to use it up driving this race for charity. Auto going to be looking down the inside of Gunmad. Gets the move done, but Gunmad does have the inside now as we move into the final sector of the race. I think Auto has managed to hold it around the outside there. Everyone is still so closely together. There's less than 4 seconds separating P1 and P15, just showing the consistency of this lobby and how tightly packed the ALR grid is. Can't serve your drive-through penalties on the first lap, but that will come into play as we progress. I'd assume quite a few guys will start to serve them now to get out of the traffic, and then yeah, try and use the clean air to set as good lap times as possible. I think 2. I think the most we have someone do, it's 3 is the highest number of drive-thrus we have this lobby. Pyro has 3 drive-thrus to serve. Everyone else has 1 or 2 each. Gunmad and Taz still going side by side. I think this Jaguar has been looking very racy throughout the races so far. Just doesn't quite have the tyre wear or fuel sort of like efficiency to stay with the top guys throughout the stints, where you've got other drivers who can maybe stretch their fuel a little bit more, save a bit of fuel and go for a 2-stop. I think if you're in the Jaguar, you kind of set to having to go for a 3-stop strategy. There's just too many cars to look at this point in time, isn't there? Absolutely any of these guys could be making a move. We've got all the way back to P8 from P2, separated by about 2/10 each of them. It looks like Astro might be going for a move. He doesn't. He chooses to sit in behind. However, Taz has managed to get also along the outside of Gunmad, looking like he might be struggling early on. obviously his Mazda team are quite far down as well. Anyway, bit of a wide line from Taz there as he hits the wall. Jack also following him. Luckily they don't have damage, so not really going to be punished. And I tell you what, I think Jack might get a move done here. I've heard that this Citroen is really strong on straight line speed, and if it is, he'll be looking forward to trying to get a move done up into the bus stop chicane. But instead it's Taz who's looking to the outside of Gone Mad, looking for the switchback, as he gets back into the slipstream. But it's Jack who pulls an even bigger switchback on him, and he's now looking to the outside of Gone Mad, which will be the inside on the run down to the bus stop chicane. And I think we'll see Jack in car number 4, I believe it is, representing the F1 community we have over here at ALR, up into P2. Otto has earned himself a 3.2 second lead. That is exactly what that team need, as they've had a pretty poor start so far, sort of at the back of the pack after the first. Have they actually? Or am I looking at the wrong? I'm looking at the wrong screen. They're not last at the pack. They're towards the back. They're team 12, but they're not out of it. I think the gaps between the first 13 teams are very, very close still. 15th place, probably a bit too far out of it, and I think 14th place as well is a little bit too far. But so that mid pack in the accumulative table so far is very, very close together. So yeah, any of those guys could make a push with a really good stint in one of these final 2. Taz getting the move done on Jack. Jack looking a little bit wide there, but I think he managed to keep it within the lines of the track, so I don't think he'll be getting a penalty. Tucking back in behind Taz now. I think we may have had some drive-throughs served as well. I check at the end of this lap, because you see we've got 3 guys quite far off the back of the race. Does Team Toyota still have drive-throughs even though we had a drive change? Yes, Team Toyota has 2 drive-throughs to serve, based on the voted drive-through and the paid for drive-through and the randomizer drive-through that was received. Let's have a look. So Eli is just driving on. Eroticus has not pitted. Watkins did pit, and so did Lord Assador. So we've got Assador, Watkins and Eli who have all served their first drive-through. Let me just mark those down as we go back to this battle at the front. We had Watkins, we had Eli for Team 9. So that's both of those twos, 4 drive-throughs out, and they've got no more drive-throughs to go. And the last one was Assador, where's Assador? Team 10. He's also got his only drive-through out. So yeah, really good progress for those guys to sort of wipe the slate clean and keep going throughout. Also really is putting some good laps in. He's got a 44.8 already. I think the fastest lap time we saw in the previous race was a 44.6. Obviously you would expect the wind direction is actually in exactly the same direction too, which is pretty cool to see. You would expect the lap times to sort of improve as we work our way throughout the day. We started off with our tier 5 and 6 drivers. Then we moved up to our tier 3 and 4 drivers. This lobby here is a mixture of tier 2 and 3, and then the final lobby we have is a mixture of tier 1 and 2 drivers. So yeah, pretty good way to sort of compare each lobby and know that you should get each sort of race improving slightly compared to the previous one. I think we have someone who's just jumped into the pits there. It's Deco who, yeah, just jumps in and skips back out. So we'll go back to the front here with Gunmad and Astro. Deco serving one of his 2 drive-throughs there for car number 11. Gunmad loses that position to Astro. Taz keeps it ahead of Jack. I think those guys are sticking as they are right now. Gunmad P5, Pyro right on the back here, managing a 45.9. I think he got more in the car there, Pyro, but he's of course stuck in a bit of traffic. He does have 3 drive-throughs to serve, 1 more than anybody else in this race, so we'll see what point he goes for that one. managing to keep the car very stable there around that corner. I was finding there's a little bit twitchy under the brakes there, the car, and that corner. T-Pass using a little bit of grass. He is representing the WRC community. Someone needs to tell him that. Although you're representing the WRC community, the tarmac is the place you want to be on this game, driving the brand new Porsche car in a very nice Belga rally-themed livery. Clean Beast, last-minute joiner in P8, followed by Denzel Washington himself. P10, T-Bop, Eroticos in P11. Whack Champs has made his way up one position from his starting place, even with serving a time penalty. Might be losing that soon to Captain Eli. Asodor and Deco in the Lexus. Which team was it that we had leading? It was McLaren who we had leading. So yeah, Asodor 27 off the pace, 27 seconds off first place. You see how quickly those times can change. Jack probably a little bit too far off the back of Taz to make a move, and Astro I doubt will be catching a Citroen in a straight line. I think if anything it's Pyro who might be catching more, but no, Mazda just far enough ahead as well. Let's go down the field. We've got a move from Bad Robot Dens on Cling Beast. Gets the move done there, up into the bus stop chicane. And Whack Champs has managed to defend the position from... what map is this? This is Watkins Glen. It's the first time I've heard someone refer to a track as a map in GT7. However, yeah, it's Watkins Glen. We're starting in the afternoon session, this one. Astro looking at the inside of Jack really nicely on the brakes there, and yeah, gets the move done. But the acceleration of the Citroen, let's have a look on board. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's not a nice on board view, is it? Can't really see much here from Jack. However, he has lost the position to Astro. Really nice move round the outside there from the Brit. Gunmad going a little wide, but I think he's okay. I think he kept it on track there. We are running corner cut penalties, so there's a few corners where you have to be really careful, where it's really easy to go a little bit wide, get yourself a half a second penalty, or a second and a half penalty if you go wide here. On this first corner you do get a lot more room, but if you don't keep your tyre on the curb, like Pyro has so nicely demonstrated there, you will see a 1.5 or a half a second penalty pop up on your screen. Another easy place to get a second penalty is down in this chicane where they're coming to. If you sort of go too far left on the second apex, you'll see they hit the right hand apex here, then this first left hander there. If you cut that a bit too much, that'll be a second penalty on your time. This corner here, go a little bit wide on the exit, you can get a penalty. So these are all the places where the drivers need to be careful, need to make sure they are staying on the curb at all time and not going outside. As Gunmad outbrakes himself a little bit there, punts Jack into the wall, and he will get a penalty? No, he'll be waiting for Jack though. Obviously recognises his mistake, and looks like he's waiting for Jack to catch back up to him. Jack though going really wide once again. Tricky corner here, you have to be really patient on the throttle to make sure you don't run wide in the grass, as we see quite a few people doing that here. And then yeah, this corner, I always remember it being a lot harsher on the track limits back a few years ago, but it seems to be pretty lenient now. I didn't really see anyone get any penalties there in my stint that I just did. And then I think the penultimate corner is one where it's very easy to go a little bit wide. Obviously it's quite a fast corner, you kind of just put the car in there, lift off without touching the brakes, and it's very easy to go wide once you're on worn tyres. And then yeah, that's sort of the rundown of a lap at Watkins Glen. I should probably have a look for some more drive-through penalties. If anyone can make a note for me, that would be very appreciated. But yeah, it looks like we've got Whack, Asodor, Deco with one, Eli served one as well. Eroticos I don't think has served one, so yeah, it's just those couple guys at the back. But on board with Cling Beast, looks like he's under pressure from T-Bop in the Peugeot team, going on the grass a little bit. Looking up the inside of Cling Beast, but unfortunately doesn't quite have the straight line speed to get the move done there, so he's going to have to sit behind and bide his time up until at least this time on the next lap. Pyro is only just now able to serve his time penalty, so actually I think Pyro already served his penalty on the previous lap, so I think he's got another one somewhere. And I think Jack is gonna be past him potentially, up the inside down into this 90-degree right-hander. Gets the move done comfortably there, to be honest. Pyro looking for the outside now, but doing that, he's left himself a bit vulnerable to Bad Robot, who, unfortunately for him, gets a bit of oversteer and can't get the move done because of that. You'll see what I mean here. Look at these soft tyres. 8 laps done for these guys. We do have a rule in our charity race every season that everyone who runs a stint, a 2-hour stint, must use all 3 compounds, and they must do at least, a rotor car into the pits, must do at least 10 laps on each compound. So Rotterdam is just in for his drive-through penalty, so that's one that we can skip past and mark down. So that's lap number 8 for Rotterdam, who actually only had the 1 drive-through penalty to serve, so he's all done. Gunmad earns himself a half a second penalty somewhere. Pyro is not going to get past that Citroen. The straight line speed the Citroen has is going to be too much. However, Jack does touch the grass there, so potentially might have lost a little bit of grip round this wide left-hander, and he might have earned himself a penalty there. He does. That's exactly what I was saying before, that you have to be really careful to not overdo it on that corner. And Pyro could get 2 positions here, because Gunman, just 2 seconds up the road, has a 1.5 second penalty as well. Virtually pushing Jack round the corner. You see that Citroen just does not have the grip in the corners, but it has so much grip when it comes to the straights, or so much speed, when it comes to the straights. So yeah, 1 more lap for these guys on their soft stint at minimum. We'll see a lot of these guys try and extend this stint out to 12 or 13 laps, since if you can save your fuel in the first stint, that's the main thing holding you back doing more laps on the soft tyres. You want to get as much laps as possible on these softs, because even when they're worn, you're setting sort of 46s. I mean, Taz's lap times have barely dropped off. He's doing faster times now than he was on lap 2 and lap 3, sort of showing you that even though his front left is looking quite bare, he's perfectly fine. Pyro's actually earned himself another half a tenth penalty here. I think every time we go to him, he has that red tag underneath his name. That's not a style choice. That is just him constantly earning penalties. So yeah, Bad Robot will probably find himself up in P4 after this lap. And this is where we'll start to see some people come into the pits. I actually didn't check what tyres everyone's on. I think everyone is going to be on the soft tyres. Yeah, they are. Literally everybody on the soft compound tyres. Rotterdam we already marked down for his drive-through. I think everyone has served 1 at most, which is kind of as expected. Gunmad looks like he's struggling a little bit. Last season's winner, who... yeah, part of the admin team last season. He was adopted for a day as an admin and ended up winning, actually winning his race, I'm pretty sure, and then the team won as well overall, thanks to really good performances from especially, Gunmad especially. It was a good day. Looks like T-Bop might be going for... I think these guys have been stuck together throughout the whole first 10 laps. Let's see if anyone is coming into the pits though. You have to be really careful on this pit entry. If your tyre just touches that yellow line on the right hand side, you will get yourself a 3-second penalty, as I actually found that out myself, unfortunately, a couple of hours ago. I tried to To go into the pits, had to back out on the first attempt because I broke myself slightly. So I thought I'd carry on and do an extra lap instead of getting a 3-second penalty when I was trying to serve one of my drive-throughs that people had so graciously given me. Went in for the next lap and I thought I was clean, so I carried on into the pits for it, but no, turns out I ended up with a penalty. Pyro though did lose that position to Bad Robot, and these guys for P8, T-Bop has finally managed to get past Cling Beast, and to be honest looks like he's right on the back of T-Boss. T-Boss was a guy who was in tier 1 for so long for us at ALR, dropped down to tier 2 when we started to grow a little bit. Actually no, I think he was always in tier 2, wasn't he? Yeah, T-Boss was always in tier 2. I think he might have had like one season in tier 1 type thing where he came right at the top of the tier 2. But yeah, he hasn't driven on this game for like 2 years, so huge props to him. One of our ACC drivers at ALR, but unfortunately we didn't have enough to run an ACC grid this year, so we're running it fully on Gran Turismo 7. First of our pitters, we've got Auto up at the front, pitting in off softs with 2% fuel. Taz also coming in. Pyro is able to go out once more. I thought that would be the case. Dens is also able to go out once more. Jack is staying out. But do you know what? He's got quite a bit more fuel than these guys. He might be able to go for 2, you never know. T-Boss also staying out. I think I saw that Porsche do 14 laps on the softs in our stint, so be interesting to see. Asseldor remains out as well, looking pretty tight on fuel, to be honest. Asseldor is. McLaren team currently leading the race, so that would be a bit of a disaster if he did run out. However, Auto going for another stint on the softs. He stuck a bit more fuel in, so he might be trying to do 30 and 14 laps. A little bit surprising. Deco actually hasn't pitted yet, just to show how far Auto was able to bring out in that first stint, setting high 44s at the peak of his powers in that first stint, which is just absolutely phenomenal pace. I think 44.6 was the highest we saw in the whole race in stint 2. I'm not sure what the fastest lap was in the first stint, but I'm sure it would have been somewhere in the 45s. Taz has chose to put a little bit more fuel in, and he is on the hard compound. Probably will just be doing that kind of like 10 to 14 lap kind of stint, since he hasn't gone full fuel. Cling Beast going on the mediums, yet not putting much fuel in. I'm surprised with that one, to be honest. I think the mediums are the race tire to be on, and I think you want to be putting as much fuel as you can in on the mediums and trying to take them as far as you can. However, he may not have known that because he was a bit of a late replacement, and as expected, Bad Robot has gone out for another lap, which is just pretty mental. T-Boss, as I said, in the Porsche, able to do 14 laps as well. Pyro will probably be onto the hards now. Jack will be, I imagine, onto the hards as well. We'll see based on how much percentage their fuel goes up to. Yeah, around 50 I'd expect it to go onto hards. If they're putting a full tank in, I would expect the mediums. Cling Beast though could be looking at a move on Taz here. He does have the medium tyres on. Taz is on the hards, and there's quite a good pace difference between these two, to be honest. He's not going to get the move done this time though. Pyro does go for hards, coming out just behind these two. Obviously Auto in the net lead currently. Jack going for another set of softs, so he's not the only one, Auto, to go for another set of softs. Fair enough. I would have thought these guys, you'd probably leave the softs to the end, just in case you miscalculate your fuel, and so you, in theory, got as much sort of free room as possible to just go at it on the hard on the softer compound. But These guys know more than me. As I was saying, Astro, as I expected, sticking a full tank of fuel in, going for probably like 25 odd laps, 20 to 25 odd laps on those medium compound tyres, which I think is the way to go. You want to maximise the race tyre as much as possible. T-Bop on the hards, but barely got any fuel. T-Boss is staying out again. He's going to be doing 15 laps on that first stint of fuel. I don't know how he saved so much, but I think it's clear he's going for a two-stop strategy there. Let's see, where can we watch some battles? We've got Deco and Eroticos. Eroticos just coming off a win. Doesn't look like it'll be the case for him this time round though. Really cool to see that the ACC helper team have got the ACC number plates on their car. You'll see they've got the Pro sticker, which is pretty sick. Turty and Fracas actually had the island-themed Mercedes. Eroticos has got the Bulgaria-themed Mercedes, and I'm going to give some feature time to these guys at the back of the grid as Eroticos makes the move on Deco, hits his braking point, gets the car stopped, and Deco has cut back on him and will be back up to 14th place. But I think this Mercedes has a bit more beans than the Lexus. It's been a while since I played this game. It's been about sort of 2 years since I've properly raced on it, but the Mercedes used to have more straight line speed, and it looks like it's not the case anymore because Deco is able to hold on to P14. T-Poss is going to have to come into the pits this time, that's for sure. He's got a 7-second lead now on Eroticos, Autoratalon, sorry. Taz still keeping Klingbees behind despite the difference in compounds. It is indeed a great looking livery for the Mercedes. Sure, especially good looking for you, Boyan, with the Bulgaria theme. Have we seen a drive-through penalty served? No, I think that was Pyro's pit stop rather than a drive-through there with the 2:17 lap. However, this does say outlap, so I think... Yeah, I think he has... So I think he's pitted there, and I think he served 2 of his 3 drive-throughs back-to-back here, and I think T-Bop is definitely also serving a drive-through. So we've got Pyro, will have served one on lap 14 and lap 15, and then we've got T-Bop, who is in P12, would have served one on lap 15. Obviously, if anyone can let me know if I miss one, that would be greatly appreciated, because I'm sure there'll be some that I miss. Klingbeast is finally looking to get past Taz, but he's earned himself a half-a-second penalty in the process. So I think in this instance you're better off just sitting behind, because you're going to be behind in a second, and you've got a little bit of a scrape with the wall because of that. However, yeah, there he is. There's his penalty. Jack will not be close enough to get the move done. Oh, we've got a battle here though. Bad Robot in P7. T-Poss sticking that full sort of brimming the car out on the medium stint. He's 100% doing a 2-stop here, T-Poss. He's took those softs 15 laps. And I'll tell you what, he's going to put the Porsche team in a really good position here. I think there's rumours around the paddock that there's a bit of bribery going on from Team Porsche, as a new car has conveniently come out just in time for this race, and it looks to be absolutely phenomenal. We've got the Aston Martin, which we're not using because with the current downforce tuning meta, the car's a little bit too overpowered, and Riggy has been on the phone to Polyphony, got a brand new Porsche released a couple of days before the event, which is being so expertly driven here by T-Poss, going long on the first stint, sticking a full tank of fuel in and getting a move up to P7 there, ahead of Captain Eli. great place to look down the field here. Auto, Taz P2, Kling Beast P3, Jack in P4, Astro we just saw there in P5. Captain Eli a little bit off the back of those guys, but yeah, he is looking to go long now on this stint. T-Pass we've just seen make the beautiful move up into turn 1 ahead of Bad Robot. Whack Jumps, who the BMW team started in net P2, I think they were, after the first 2 races. Let me just screenshot that sort of results page and bring it over onto my page so I can see where we're at. Yeah, the BMW were in P2 at the start of this session. And now they're up to P8 as well. Asseldor in the McLaren. Obviously doing more than enough, really, isn't he? Like, he's got Whack Jumps is his closest competitor in terms of before the race, and they're about 5 seconds apart, if that. Looks like we have... So Pyro did a 206 and then a 205, so that's his 2 pit stops, and he's on an outlap again, so he might have served all 3 in a row. Kling Beast looks to be doing, yes, he's done his drive through there. So Kling Beast on lap 17 has put in one of his 2 drive-throughs for what team? I'm blind. For team number 13. Doesn't actually come out too far behind Eli either. I mean, this is the place to look, isn't it? We've got T-Pos going really wide there. Whack Jumps up to P7 in the M6. And I tell you what, who's rounding off their lobby? I think they've got a good team. The BMW team, really well rounded. We had Jiho winning the race. We had NTO coming top 5 for the BMW team. We've got Whack Jumps now, who is up in the top half of the grid as well. And then I've got GJL rounding things off. So a really good, well balanced, consistent team for BMW, and it looks like it's doing them well so far. Asseldor going long on this stint, and I think all 3 of these guys are, but just look at the wear on the BMW compared to the Porsche and the McLaren, sort of the difference that those guys had from doing an extra 2 laps before pitting. Yeah, just wanted to also give a little special shout out. I think I've mentioned it already, but Aroka's helping us out in this race today, doing an extra stint. Really appreciate it. So he's going to be in the cockpit 4 hours straight. Not only 4 hours straight, but previously driving for the McLaren team, and to help out after they had someone who unfortunately had to pull out at the last moment. And now he's in helping out with the Mercedes team in that Bulgaria themed AMG car. And then where are we at? Jack in P3 is probably the place to be looking at. This is also our 4th year of doing this event for my charity. Obviously a charity who looks after mental health stuff in the UK, because it's sort of one area where the NHS, like, although it's obviously an incredible system that we had, it's one area that is not so great, and sometimes people can be put on really long waiting lists. So yeah, mind kind of try and reduce the gap in care that people need when they're struggling with mental health, things like depression, anxiety, etc. We've managed to raise, I think, £6,000 in our first 3 years of doing this event, and we're looking at another £2,000 so far today. So thank you to everyone who has donated, no matter how much it is. Obviously we've had some big donations in there. Thank you to Jack dropping massive, like 500 bomb. Thank you to Super GT dropping almost 200 quid as well. And then there's so many of you guys who have dropped around 50 quid, and even, you know, the guys who have dropped £1 or £2. Everything is appreciated, and yeah, thanks for showing your support for us today. Obviously it's a lot of work to get this thing organised, get 60 guys all able to sort of be here on track at the same time. Obviously, not a convenient time for some guys. We've had Super Cracker up at 7 a.m. crack of dawn to get his stint out, sticking his car on the podium as well, which is just great to see. And I'm sure we'll have some guys who've got the other end of the spectrum in the late race, 8 to 10 p.m, finishing at midnight, maybe even 1 a.m. in the morning, depending on where they are located. But yeah, we try our best to sort of make it at a time which is as suitable as possible for both people. I think Udele as well, I've completely forgot, he's also in that first stint based in America, so another one who would have been asked to be up at like 7 a.m. in the morning to get his stint done. And then what did he get from me? He got a Twitter curse. He was leading the race, tweet posted about him, and he ended up dropping like 4 positions in the next minute, so it is what it is. However, Jack is for not the first time today where he's looking to get this move done on Taz, and I'll be honest, he really does need to get it done. He's down in the 46s despite being on the soft compounds, which you need to be in the low 45s in this lobby, I'd have thought, on the soft compounds. I think 46 is kind of like what we saw from the previous lobby, and yeah, we're expecting the pace to sort of improve a little bit as we go. However, I think this might be the time where he gets behind Taz. I mean, you can see he is getting held up by Taz. That's nearly a 48 there from Jack. I think he'll get this move done now and into the bus stop. I'll tell you what, my head is sore from this headset. 4 hours. This headset's been on. Well, no, not 4 hours yet, but it'll be 4 hours by the end of the day. An absolute weapon of a line in my hair by the time I'm done. Here we go, Jack up the inside, down into the bus stop. Got about 10 miles an hour on Taz. I just thought I'd flick over to see the difference in speeds, and I'm sure he will start to drive away now. Has anyone else served penalties? T-Bop lap 15 has served a drive-through. T-Bop is team number 12, lap 15. I've already got that one down. Kling Beast has just served one on lap 19. I did not have that one down, so let me stick that one on. Thank you to Kling Beast. That's his drive-throughs all done for the session. We've got Bad Robot serving one on lap 17. I don't think I have that one down. Team 6 Bad Robot lap 17. Let me add that one. That's the only one he's served, because the one on lap 14 would have been his normal pit stop. Gunmad serving one on lap 16, clear as day. Team 8, that is all of his done. Lucky boy, only having a 1 drive-through penalty for this session. Deco serving one on lap 16. Deco is team number 11. And that is his final one. He'll have actually served 2 drive-through penalties, and Pyro went lap 14, 15, 16. I did think that was the way we should go as a team, and to be honest, I was trying to do 3 laps in a row, but I outbroke myself and skipped a lap to not get a 3-second penalty. Astro now is looking on the back of Taz. Similar position to Jack with the better tyres, however he does have a lot more fuel, so we'll see if he can get the move done. There's a lot of blue livery cars that we have on the grid today. That is in honour of mine, the charity's colours. They're blue and white sort of logo. So yeah, if you were wondering why we've got so many blue cars on the grid, that will probably be the reason there. Astro wasn't able to get the move done this lap. Might look down the inside trying to use those medium tyres, just so much more grip, so much more turning. Gets the move done. taking a little look down the grid there to see how we're doing. Astra's actually getting overtaken back by Taz. No, he's not. Taz going to just took him behind. Obviously, on the hard compounds, he'll probably be coming into the pits soon. You know, he's put a bit more fuel in than I expected, so he's going to be doing a longer stint on these hards. For a third of the way through, you'll actually notice, for those of you paying attention, in the first 2 stints, we had 66 lap races. In this stint and the final stint, we have 267 lap races, so that's 266 laps of Watkins Glen in total. Big up Supercracker in the chat. My pleasure, always look forward to this race. It's great fun and a good cause. Just giving you some props as well, Supercracker. It's deserved. Really good race today. Good performance getting P3. I think that's your highest result in the charity race on an individual level. I'm not sure about on a team level. Obviously, the teams are still going. Where are we looking at? We're looking at P5 currently for the Audi team. So definitely still in with a shot. Lamborghini look like they could be pulling up a big sort of performance here from Auto, and I tell you what, a big name rounding off their lobby. We've tried to make it so that teams are as balanced as possible throughout the session. Obviously it's not always too possible, where we have dropouts and where we have sort of people just outperforming themselves compared to what they expect. Taz has just given everyone epilepsy watching the stream, unfortunately, as he's flashing his lights as we're looking right at him. And so what, these two, Whack Jumps and Lord Asseldor, are the 2 leaders of the race so far. So I can tell you for a fact, Lamborghini would be catching up almost a third of the gap so far if things ended how they are right now. Auto does have the 1 drive-through to serve. T-Pos is the only one in this lobby who does not have a drive-through to serve. Asseldor is part of Team 10 and he has already served his drive-through. So has Whack Jump. So these 2 are in a really good position here. P5 and P6 and P7, despite having already served their drive-through. So it's pretty fantastic to see, to be honest. I think Eli has served his drive-through as well, so huge shout out to him as well. He has for Team 9. White Jumps actually has 1 more drive-through. My apologies. I've been looking at the wrong line for his team. What happened to T-Pos pit? Yeah. T-Pos did pit. He's got a lot of fuel in the car, so he's doing 46s. That's about where you need to be on mediums, to be honest, I think. And it's similar pace to what I was doing, so probably a little bit slower than you need, but it's not horrendous. It's not going to take him out of the race. When you think like a pit stop with all of the fuel, which like Auto's going to have to take an extra pit stop compared to T-Pos, you're looking best part of 40 seconds with a pit stop and fuel. Obviously 20 seconds penalty to take your drive through, so he'd be 30 seconds behind Auto when Auto takes his drive through, and then Auto's got another pit stop to take. Obviously Auto will have faster tyres for a longer time, so they'll kind of net off a bit. So he's doing pretty well so far, T-Pos. That's assuming he is going to the 2-stop strategy, which if he's not, I'd be very surprised. Just when you consider the length of the soft stint he ran and how much he would have had to save fuel. Speaking of pit stops and penalties that Wack has to serve, he's serving one of them now. Auto is serving a pit stop rather than a drive-through penalty, so he will lose a position to Jack here. Probably won't lose it to Jack, because Jack will definitely be coming into the pits. Can he keep it within the lines? No, he can't. Oh my god. I mean, he's definitely getting a penalty there now, 3-second time penalty, but I think Astro, a bit naughty there, to be honest. Completely going through Jack. I don't think he was wise knowing that Jack was pitting. I think you'd expect the car ahead to stick an indicator on. And I think you will see Jack come out with a 3-second penalty once he gets his race back underway, to be honest. But yeah, Auto's coming out in P4, going on a long medium stint, and then obviously he will have the hards to run at the end. And he does have his drive through to serve, so... yeah, Watkins on the back of Whack Jumps. Looking to the outside, unfortunately can't quite win the battle of the German machinery as the BMW driver sticks out in P6. Watkins remains in P7 at the current time. We've had a donation coming in from NCO. Which means we have another penalty to be served by the admin team, so Perry will have at least 2 drive-throughs to serve in his stint. However, we have a lot of drive-throughs to serve in this final stint. We have 20 drive-throughs. Yeah. We'll see how that goes, but... these two are look like they're on the same strategy as well. I mean, Watkins should know the strategy really well since he's just done a stint in the McLaren. I think he managed to stay on the curb there. Cling Beast coming in for the pits, just about surviving on the medium compounds. Down the inside of Whack Jumps. Gets alongside and Whack Jumps round the outside, manages to keep it, but Watkins looking to the outside now. This is going to be tricky. Looking for a switchback. Not going to get it done. Where's he going to go now? Tell you what, the AMG does sound good, doesn't it? Doesn't quite have the beans though to get alongside the BMW. He does get his nose alongside, but backs out, thinks better of it. Gets a bit of oversteer and has to settle back into P7. So yeah, with the battle for the lead, looks like it's heating up a little bit here, but Taz is going to have to come in on this lap, but he's got his hard stint out of the way, and I tell you what, 47s is not bad pace at all. Let's go on board, let's make sure he sticks within these lines. He's getting right over that curb to make sure he doesn't go out and touch the yellow line, so yeah, he's done well there. Eli up to P2 now, and Astro up to P1. Auto looking like a yellow machine in the rear mirrors there. Only man in the 48s, 44s so far, I believe, sorry, so far. Assador making his way up to P4, the McLaren team driving brilliantly so far. Whack Jumps in P5 with a penalty, a drive-through to use at some point. Watkins is going to go for this move yet again. Up the inside. And manages to hold the position again. Watkins just doesn't quite have the pace of the Mercedes. T-Pass ticking along nicely here, just sticking on the back of these guys, which is all he needs to do. I believe he'll have one less stop to make, so yeah, big for him. Taz has obviously already made his stop as well. Jack. P9, bit of no man's land, but he's just pit onto the mediums. He'll be looking to go long, so again, he's a bit out of sync compared to the guys beforehand. Deco is working his way back up the grid in his plastered Lexus, I think is the best thing to call it. Like, that livery is absolutely, like, it's everywhere, isn't it? But yeah, he's making his way back up the field. Gun mad, P11 on the hards. Just got to get this one out of the way, suffer with it, because it's not a nice stint to do, but he's getting it out of the way. Bad Robot up in P12. Audi team were running really well, to be honest. He has served another drive-through. Have I tracked that one though? He served one on lap 23 for Team 6. I did not track that one, so yeah, that's another drive-through to get out of the way for him. Pyro, again, rocking that 0.5 second penalty as he comes across the penalty zone. 1 minute 32 down from the lead, but there's only so much you can do when you get shafted by penalties, isn't there? He's not the first guy driving a Ferrari to get 3 penalties today, but hopefully he'll be the last. So yeah, Astro up in the lead, still 2 seconds now to gap to Eli. Eli's setting quicker laps here. I think maybe a bad lap from Astro on lap 26 rather than like consistently Eli catching, but yeah, we'll pay attention and see. Keep an eye on this one for a little bit, or at least try keep an eye on this one a little bit, because I think there is some cars quite close together, a little bit further back on track. Auto is actually doing really well on these he's on mediums now, so yeah, Auto on the same tyres as these guys, just 5 seconds back. That'll be a big result for the Lamborghini team. Asseldor in P4. And then this is where the big sort of close set of cars is. Arutacos has finally got a move done on Whack Jumps. It's a shame we missed that one. Whack Jumps now a second off the back. These guys got probably about another 5 laps or so before they'll come into pits, just based on their fuel, 5 to 7 kind of area. T-Boss has got another 12 or so before he'll come in, and he'll probably go hard to the end, to be honest. Jack ticking along nicely in the 47s. Same as Deco here. Deco looks to be catching Jack as well, actually. I believe Taz has served a penalty on lap 28. He's done really well there to get that done in 2 minutes 4. Normally we're looking at 2 minutes 6s or 8, but I mean, he must have done, because there's no other way he would be on, and it doesn't say outlap actually, does it? I don't know if that is one from Taz. What team? Taz is on team 14, so Taz does have to serve one. And it was first stint of a mediums. I think it must have been. If someone could confirm me that from that team, that would be a massive help, to be honest. If he did serve one on lap 28 or not, but yeah. Bad Robot on the hards. Obviously, as we were saying before, this is the one you need to get out in a beautiful purple to silver sort of blurred livery. Ombre livery is the word I was looking for, not blurred. Blurred is definitely not the right word. Looks like we have a bit of a battle on our hands over here though, towards the back of the pack. Peugeot, T-Bop and Toyota of Cling Beast. This gap is still closing at the front, just 4 seconds now, separating these three. Taz did serve drive-through, thank you, CMP. That makes more sense. Asseldor's doing more than enough right now. This is actually a really impressive stint from him in the McLaren, and I think they've got Anonymous in the final stint. So I think if he is able to get somewhere, like losing just like 15 seconds or so, and to be honest, if he can, it doesn't really matter how much he loses as long as he beats the BMW or doesn't lose too much of the BMW. I think he'll be in a really good position. You've got Toyota, who have a really strong driver for the final stint, who are up there, and then you've got a bit of a gap behind Toyota in terms of, you got Peugeot, but they're quite far down the pack right now. You got Audi up there, but they're quite far down the pack. Then you've got Honda, who are leading the race as well. So yeah, big result for Honda. If they can get sort of, I think they're going to need to get like a 30-second, close the gap by about 30 seconds to McLaren, and they could have a chance. But yeah, we'll have to see. Do McLaren have? McLaren will have some drive-throughs to serve. They've not met they've only served 2 drive-throughs so far. So yeah, they'll definitely have some to serve when it all gets equalised out. Obviously, we've got some teams that have served 6, and you can't serve 2 more than anyone, or more than 2 more than any other team out of the randomization, so they'll have to have at least 4, so they should have at least 2 when the randomizer starts to even things out in the final stint. I think this battle at the front is the one we need to watch, to be honest. See, Captain Eli has been gaining on Astro and is being caught by Auto. So these top 3 really Constantina-ing up in terms of the pace. We've got the guy who's setting the slowest laps right now in the high 47s at the front on really worn tyres. We've got Captain Eli setting mid-30s, 47s, but he's going to get a penalty for that. And is he trying to go into the pits to... Oh, he's touched the yellow line. I think we might see a 3-second penalty for Captain Eli. It's very easy to do, to be honest. Is he going to do a drive-through? Does Eli need to do a drive-through? No, he's pitting. His fuel's going up. That sets Auto free on Astro, and I'm sure this Lamborghini driver is going to be up at the front. They are quite a way back, Lamborghini, but if they can get a really big result here, it will bring them right back into it. And as I said before, they've got Zico running in the final stint, who will be one of the favourites to get a good result in that race. Not sure how much he likes the Lambo, but yeah, it's definitely one of the, well, I say one of the better cars. Every car here on this grid is pretty equal. Nice to see Eroticas again, this time not smurfing in a T3-4 lobby. You've got to give big ups to Eroticas, doing 4 hours back to back. Unfortunately, we couldn't get. Must be raining not off the screen. He did have the wipers on, didn't he? I thought it was just me. He did offer to help out, and yeah, where we didn't have anyone able to when we had a dropout from the McLaren team in that lobby, he was more than happy to jump in. It's a bit of a shame the reason someone gave, but yeah, Auto saved the day. Went and won his race as well while he was at it as well. Probably should have given him some nerfs, but it is what it is. He had to drive the race as well, which, yeah, he did really well to convert it. Auto with a little bit of Tokyo drift. I think it might be raining on his screen with all of that oversteer there. He must have touched the wet line. 4-wheel drift there from the Lamborghini driver with the window wiper going absolutely crazy. Look at it go. Next drive-through would have worked to be in line with ACC. Well, I'll tell you what, the McLaren team do have some drive-throughs to catch up on, because they've only served 2 so far, so they will get at least 2, and then depending on what the wheel does from there, they could get a 3rd or a 4th for this final stint. Really nice line from Auto there. You just see the confidence he has over them curbs. I do like to just come into first person view every now and then and just have a look from the driver's viewpoint, and to be honest, he's just made light work of that move there. Really nice move on Astro, sticking it up the inside of that corner. Little sort of long hairpin, isn't it? And tell you what, there's a big battle behind as well. Eroticos off the back of his race win. Tell you what, not that Porsche will be anywhere close. You're definitely in with a shout. Let's just say that. Definitely in with a shout. The Porsche drivers. Porsche team has served 4, so they aren't going to be forced to get any. They've already met the quota of 4, and then obviously it depends what the wheel gives them out of the final few. Astro coming into the pits to serve his pit stop. Auto still needs to do his drive-through, I believe. Eroticos definitely coming in to get some more fuel in that car. 14 seconds now. Auto leads over Lord Asseldor, who, I mean, needs to pit sooner than Auto. I think they probably both have one more pit stop. Asseldor might need to pit twice more, actually. I think he'll struggle to get to the end. Yeah, we're only at the halfway stage. I think Asseldor will definitely need to pit again, but yeah, he's doing well so far. Let's get a screen grab for the Twitter page. We need to get our halfway point screenshot. There we go. Let's find a battle that we can leave things on while I get this one posted, and then I'm sure something will have happened by the time. Where was that? There was like a 1 second gap somewhere, wasn't there? It's over here. Both on hards. Eroticos might be trying to go to the end. That's a weird one, to be honest. Don't know why, but he's gone for it, so yeah. Alright, that's all posted, so we can get back looking. It looks like Deco's lost a little bit of time here to... Who's he lost time to? Taz behind. T-Boss doing really well. He's probably got another 7-8 laps to go before he comes into the pits. Such is the sort of levels of fuel economy that Porsche has. It's pretty crazy, really, how much he is able to carry on. But yeah, doing a really good job so far. Astro up in P4. I think he's just come into the pits the previous lap. Who do we have still to serve drive-throughs? We've got car number 4 still needs to serve 2 drive-throughs, unless I've missed them. I don't think I've missed them. If Jack has served his drive-throughs and I have missed them, please let me know. We've got car number 7, Astro, still needs to serve 2 drive-throughs. I mean, we were saying he was doing pretty well. Unfortunately, he's going to have to serve those. It will drop him right down. Car number 2 has 1 more to serve, Whack Jumps, and car number 15, Auto, has 1 to serve. So Auto has 1 to serve. Whack Jumps, I believe, may have served his. Nope, don't think he has. He has 1 to serve. If I was him, I'd do it in this stint while you're on the hards. Is this going to be the lap for Taz? It is. I think Deco may have lifted off there. I thought I saw his throttle come off pretty soon. Just letting Taz pass to prevent carnage, which is fair enough. You got to think about time loss. That's all you care about in these races, is whilst you're fighting these cars on track, when you think of the gain and loss throughout the race, you're not fighting them on track so much. So yeah, it's all about doing what you can to reduce the sort of loss whenever you have any overtakes. Because whilst these guys are P7, P8 on track, they could be P4 and P12 when you look at the cumulative gaps. Eroticas and Whack Jumps are still neck and neck. Asador coming into the pits, he's surely going to need to pit again. I mean, we can see his number going up, so we don't need to watch him on board. Astro goes past. T-Paz, I'm sure, can go to the end with where he is, but yeah, Asseldor's put in probably enough fuel to do about 20 laps there, so he'll obviously be going on to hards or softs for the end. I think it'll be hards, sorry. I think he would have started on hards. I know he's going on to hards now. I'm not so sure what he's doing then. At Epsilon saying that the Porsche won't be close anyway. I'll tell you what, he is up in second and he's got a decent gap back to the McLarens, about 25 seconds, and they both need to pit once. T-Plus doesn't have any drive-throughs to serve either, so it will be interesting. You think Auto's got to pit one more time as well as T-Boss, but Auto has a drive-through to serve, so these two could be pretty close towards the end for the top 2 positions. I don't think Astro will be there personally. I think he's got to serve one too many drive-through to have a chance really. Eli could be in with a shot though. He's shown some really good pace in that Nissan. Stands out as well. It's nice to see a car that's not blue. Don't miss that Nissan, do you? Jack's still yet to serve his drive-throughs. I think he'll be saving them to the end. It's been quite funny how we've seen people always using them at the start, but yeah, I think we'll see Jack use his at the end instead. Taz has used all his drive-throughs too. Asseldor just freshly out of the pits on some hard tyres, 55 seconds off the pace, and then there's P1 and 2 in terms of in the race, the McLaren and the BMW, and then the Mercedes just behind you he's not in P2, but he's going to be going for the move on track, past the BMW at least, gets it stopped. BMW could come back in down the straight. We'll have a look and see what it looks like on board from Whack Jumps. In the slipstream, I'm not sure if we're on light or heavy or realistic, sorry, slipstream. It's one of the two. Going for the bump draft instead, which I think makes sense. It's a bit late, that bump draft, but Eroticos is able to get the car kind of stopped. Earns a half-second penalty, so I think Whack Jump's bump draft might have been a bit late there, unfortunately, or maybe Eroticos just wasn't expecting it.
Auto Rattalon comes into the pits for his penultimate pit stop, I believe. No, actually, no, he could go to the 20... No, he'll need one more pit stop after this. Or is he serving his drive-through penalty? He'll be serving his drive-through, won't he? It's pointless pitting when you're on 40%. Yep, there we go.
Auto Ratallon still got his wipers on. Can tell he doesn't drive, but yeah, that's a lap 38, serving his drive-through penalty there.
Eli, again, catching up to the back of Astro. T-Plus has done an absolute monster stint here. 25 laps on these tyres, and he's still going. Still got fuel to keep going as well. Obviously trying to make sure that he can have this fuel last as long as possible, so he has as little laps as possible on the hard stint. But it just goes to show you, like, this Porsche really does have fantastic fuel economy. And that might make it a really big choice in the Monday League, depending on the fuel, on how beneficial it is on fuel, because it looks really good on tyres, really good on fuel, and it can't be too bad on pace when it's putting in these kind of laps. T-Pass last minute strategy changes thanks to my intel. Well, it looks like he's working out. I'm sure he'll go hard to the end from here. And if he does, both him and Auto have one more pit stop each, so you're probably looking at about a 20-second gap between the two of them. Maybe 25, because they both need to go on the hards, but Auto will be on the mediums for longer. Fuel economy is just normal. We're saving quite a bit. Ooh, good save. However, T-Pass could be under pressure some point soon, because we have Eli, who is absolutely flying right now. We have Astro, who's catching him, caught about a second on T-Pass in this past lap, and Eli is catching Astro. So yeah, we'll stay on board with this battle, see if we get any moves up into the bust up chicane. Do you know what, I actually haven't checked the football scores. I know I should be paying attention, but some things are more... Probably shouldn't say that. Eli going down the inside up to P3. Well done for him. Now we got a 4-0 win for Arsenal. I heard that one in the party chat earlier while we were watching the race. Chelsea have equalised, if anyone's interested. 2-2 now, their game. Brighton Everton was 1-1. 97th minute equaliser, and Bournemouth 1-2 against Wolves. Cool. I'm fine with all that. Alright, so yeah, Eli, P3, overtaking Astro. I quite like the downforce tuning. It's my first time I've ever driven with downforce tuning, but I quite like it. It gives you that extra bit of sort of personalisation with your driving. Got all the Porsche boys in the chat cheering on their team. Good to see. I do love Watkins Glen as well. Don't know what we'll do next year. Don't know if we'll keep it as 8 hours as well. It's a lot to organise with 4 lobbies, but we'll see how things go. Got Giles Dotter on comms for the final lobby as well. Shout out to him. We have an update on how the Toyota is doing. I think the Toyota is struggling a little bit, I believe. There he is, P13. actually everybody on the lead lap as well, which is pretty crazy to see, as we're over 40 laps in now. So this is an hour and 14 minutes, almost double the length of a feature race, and we've still got everyone on the lead lap. We've got Gunmad 1 minute 26 down, we got Pyro 1 minute 14 down, we got Kling's Beast 1 minute 8 down, Deco 1 minute 8 as well, Bad Robot in P11 1 minute 6 seconds down, under pressure from Deco as well. Looks like Deco's catching pretty quickly. We'll go back to that one in a bit. Peugeot driver T-Bop just over a minute down. Eroticos, big jump up now, big gap between these two. 20 seconds ahead, 43 seconds off the lead. Whack Jumps also 43 seconds off the lead. T-Pass coming in for his final pit stop despite having over 20% fuel. He must have been saving like crazy. That's actually pretty mental how much he had left. Jack 30 seconds down, Taz 28, Eli and Astro. Eli finally going to get the move done on Astro. I know he was catching quite a bit when we last saw him, but it looks like the times have tailed off a little bit, which is surprising because Eli's on the hard, so he's not going to really be losing too much pace, you'd expect. Jag is in P4, Taz just 6 seconds off the back of these guys, doing pretty well. Oh, Eli. Not going to be 6 seconds off the back of these guys anymore because Eli's just held up and waited for Astro to get back. You see they've lost about 5 seconds there, which is good to see from Eli waiting up and making sure that he didn't get the move done, despite obviously he's on, I mean, look at that, 4 seconds down. Auto's really bossing this gap up, isn't he? Not sure what tyres he's got left to go, but he's now coming to lap Bad Robot, who has just pitted for fresh tyres, so that's not a drive-through penalty. I think Auto's been doing a lot of practice, but still we haven't got a fastest lap as fast as what we saw in a previous stint, which is surprising since I know earlier on the wind was in the same direction, but yeah, well, we'll see if that comes down. I'm guessing there's going to be some people on here who've still got softs to be run. Taz is catching Eli, he is on the mediums. The Minecraft Citroen has got another penalty. And Asseldor and Astro, I think Astro's just... No, he's not. Just come out of the pits. I think Astro has definitely served one of his drive-through penalties there. If you look, he's coming to the pits, he's got tyres that are worn, he's got fuel that's worn, so I think we're safe to mark Astro down for a lap 42. Drive-through. It's one of his 2 drive-throughs used already. Got car number 2 and car number 7 are the only 2 cars left to do a drive-through. Why did they have 67 laps? Wasn't it 66? So, as we were saying earlier, for the top 2 lobbies we have 67 laps each. For the bottom 2 we have 66. That's just to try and equate the difference in lap time that you'd expect to see. It works out, so you know the first lobby might be 2 hours 1 minute, second lobby might be 1 hours 59, this lobby with the extra lap might be 2 hours 1, and then the last lobby might be 1 hours 59 type thing, where you've got like there's a gap between lobby 1 and 2 in terms of pace. Then there's a gap again to lobby 3 from lobby 2, but they do an extra lap, and then a little gap between those 2 laps. But yeah, Astro's coming into the pits for his final drive-through, not final pit stop. Lap 42, 43 for Astro. He'll be coming into the pits fully for the last race. Then we just need to pay attention to Jack as well. Actually, Jack still has 2
pit stops to 2 drive-throughs to do, and then Whack Champs has 1 drive-through to do as well. So yeah, I don't think Whack Champs definitely hasn't, because these two been freaking non-stop together all race, best friends holding each other's hands. Pyro is down in P13 currently, 1 minute 15 off the lead, which when you consider he's had to do 3 drive-through penalties, that's pretty good going, I think. So yeah, I think he's going for the 2-stop strategy. T-Bop and Deco, I think, will. Okay, and Dio. Astra has no more fuel. Astra has enough fuel for 1 more lap. Oh no! No, yeah, Astra has enough fuel for 1 more lap. It's fine. Oh, he panicked then. I thought he'd run out of fuel. Yeah, I think he'll get to the end of this lap. Go back to this battle now, see if Deco can get the move done on T-Bop. I do love this livery of this Porsche. I think it's so clean, so simple, yet effective. Livery, I keep confusing the 296 with the Ford. Yep, the Ferrari does look like a Ford livery, doesn't it? But we tried to get some blue other livery for Mind Charity. T-Bop makes the corner nicely, so does Deco, and they each stay out for another lap, so Deco's going to get that move done into the final corner. Astra did make it without running out of fuel. There he goes into the pits as these guys get past him, so that's Astra's final pit stop of the race. And we've got Klingbeast also into the pits, who is changing tyres as well, so I mean, it's just Jack who has his drive-throughs left, and Whack who has 1 drive-through left, so yeah, things are starting to open up a bit. Tell you what, Rotokos is not going to the end here, so he's going to pit Asador, sorry, not Rotokos. Asador is not going to go to the end here. He's going to be pitting 1 more time, so there's definitely going to be some time loss for the McLaren team on this race. It depends if they sort of can minimize that gap loss, so whoever it is that picks up their stint in the final race, which is Anonyma, and I think Anonyma has some pit times to pit, some drive-throughs to serve. If he can sort of keep it, I think it'll be pretty interesting when it comes to the end of the race. You've got both the top 2 teams will have pit times to do. You've got Porsche, who won't have many pit times to do, but they'll be a little bit behind, but they've got a good driver in the final lobby. Whack Jumps he'll be pitting. Yep, he is pitting. Rotokos going for a few more, I think. Might be going to the end actually, rather than what is that noise? There was a weird noise there in one of the cars. It sounded like it was sort of clicking noise. The Lamborghini obviously really gaining on a lot of the field here. We achieved the donation milestone. We did. We're on 2087 with 1 more stint to go. We've got another forced drive-through penalty from NTO onto Perry, so he will have a second forced drive-through penalty, as someone already gave him a penalty earlier as well. So yeah, poor Perry. But who's going slow there? It's Pyro letting someone pass. Klingbeast and T-Bop still going at it. I think we saw these guys not too long ago going at it as well, but Klingbeast just pitted, come out onto the mediums, and these lot will be battling all the way to the end. Taz in for his final pit stop. Astro with a 1 second penalty, but he has served his final pit stop.
Wack pitted last lap. Has Jack served any drive-thrus? I don't think he has. He's got 2 to serve. And they're kind of mid-pack right now, so it's definitely not out of the question that they could win if he has served them. They're a Nissan team. They're a mid-pack as well. So yeah, I think you're going to have sort of a 4-way fight when it comes to the final stint here. I think it's in between McLaren, BMW, Nissan and Lamborghini and Porsche, 5-way fight. Eli, obviously 1 more pit stop to go. Auto is going to be pitting this lap to go to the end. Let's see how cautious he takes it. Very cautious there, beautifully. Does touch the line slightly, but I think you're okay unless you go over it a little bit. I know it felt like I had literally just touched it and ended up with a penalty, but I think he was just fine there. And that's a pretty unfortunate time to go on board with Eli. There you go, little 3-point turn, front bumper damage, and now that, just as I was saying, they were doing so well. He unfortunately spins, and he's going to be pitting, which, I mean, it makes sense to pit while you get the damage, but the damage will heal. So he could have carried on, but it just gives the car more time to heal the damage. Jack carries on. He'll be coming into the pits next lap probably. Auto is on the hards to the end. And he comes out in P1, so that's just a fantastic drive from Auto, isn't it? Like, he's built a gap going on the softer compounds early on, stayed out in the lead after he got the lead. And now he's on the hards to the end. Jack will be devastated seeing Auto come out in front of him, knowing that he still has a pit stop and 2 drive-thrus to serve. Asador has somehow found his way all the way up here in P3. He does have a pit stop to serve still, which will probably put him about 40 seconds down, but I mean, it's good going. This stint has been a good one from Asador because he was looking well out of it at one point in time. Watkins also will need to pit again. So in terms of people going to the end, we've got Taz will be going to the end here. He's got less than 20 laps to go. T-Pos, I don't know if T-Pos can go to the end. I thought for sure T-Pos would be going to the end, and I thought he was going to be set, but then he came in a bit early than he needed to. Doesn't look like he's put enough fuel in the tank when he could have comfortably got to the end on the hards. And I think the 2-stop strategy is definitely the quicker one if you can do it, but he's not. I think he's going to have to pit. I don't think he's going to get to the end. So you've got Auto going to the end, Jack into the pits this lap, Watkins not into the pits this lap, Asador not in, Taz won't be coming in, he's going to the end, and then Eli going to the end as well. Gunman needs to pit. Wack going to the end, but still has a drive-through to serve, I believe. Auto's doing crazy. Auto is. He's really pulling this Lambo team back into it. Like, the gap he has on the entire field, he's got about a 20-second gap back to, is it Eli? Or there was someone ahead of Eli, right? Taz, 25-second gap Auto has in terms of net P2, so like it's I don't know what else to say, but he's just driven like a perfect race, Auto. Obviously slower lap last lap, but that's because he pitted. His hards will comfortably go to the end. He's comfortably got enough fuel to go to the end. He's hitting every apex, every outside of every corner. Beautifully, using all the track. His lap times are all consistent, all between a 47.3 and a 47.7, apart from one where he probably got a penalty. Cars are obviously huge shout out to this guy as well. 4 hours of driving he'll have done by the end of this stint, and again he's up in P2. I know he's got a pit to serve, so he'll probably be somewhere around P6 or so, but it's good going. I wouldn't want to do another stint now, let's just say that. Assador again is looking for another solid result, which, I mean, it's all the McLaren team need from here. They've got that sort of oh, right, cause no. Just as we were saying how well he's doing, that's what happens. 4 hours of driving, it's so easy to make a little mistake. And around he goes, you know, just a little bit too much curb, and it sends your car around. Taz looks like it'll be a P2 for him, which I think that's the best result the Jaguar team's had so far. Who was their drivers? They've had Radiate and Giles. Unfortunately for Radiate, he ended up with a 30-second penalty because he didn't serve all of his drive-throughs. If he would have served his other drive-through, then they'd have been looking pretty good. But the 30-second penalty is just, it's a big punishment, but it's because we want people to serve the drive-throughs. It's about a 10-second extra penalty if you forget to do it, so yeah, pay attention basically to what the host sends before the race. T-Pos has got people on his back now. Eli, obviously we know, doesn't have to pit again, so he'll be looking to dispatch T-Pos and drive off into the sunset. I think Deco does need to pit, he does. Where did Radiate come after the 30-second penalty? Radiate, after the 30-second penalty, would have been down to P12, sorry. Yeah, down to P12. My controller battery is running low, apparently. I probably need to think about switching that soon. We're going to have to go back to this fight here. T-Pos under pressure from Deco. We've got another battle further back on the minimap. You can see as you kind of look about 3-4 corners behind these guys, there's 3 cars really close together, so we will probably have to have a look at that at some point. But for now, Jack serves his drive-through. And Deco gets a penalty. So that's that one over. Where's Whack Jumps? Whack Jumps has dropped down a bit. Still hasn't served his drive-through, so he has one more to go. Jack nearly out of the pits. T-Paz isn't making it to the end. He has to pit. Do I want to roll the rest of the next stint? Yeah, I can do. Obviously, we've got a few that have had to be auto-filled to make sure everyone has 4 at least. And then we've got an extra 5 to randomise. And it could be absolutely any car as well. I'll message. Yeah, you can message the rolls if you want to spin them. Just 5 more to spin. Everyone else has 15. Yeah, everyone else has been done. Is there any more donations? Let me just check. We have no more donations, so. Don't know about just document steam numbers. Alright, I can roll them. It's just yeah, we only need 5 more to go. Get the spins done. How far are we off the end of the race? We're about 10 laps, so yeah, it's probably a decent time to get it done. Alright, everyone has 4, apart from one team which would have served 5 after the top-ups. So let's stick it into a wheel. We need 5 more spins. Alright, it's spinning. First team to get an extra, obviously post top-ups, so some team might have a few more than others. Team number 11 is the first one to get an extra one. So team number 11 would have had 1 top-up drive-through to get them up to 4. So that gives them up to 2 drive-throughs. What's this? We've got T-Paz coming into pits for his final lap. Let's go find someone else who's close together. Here we go, Astro right in a fight here. I got 11. Oh well, I got 11 as well, so that works. 11, 13, 13, 7, 10. I think that should be fine. We'll use that list since you've already done it. 11, 13, 13, 7, 10. I mean, that gives Alessandro 5 drive-throughs. Car 10 is there, and car 7 is there. What? Okay, so that means for the final stint, Perry will have 2 forced drive-throughs. No one has more than 6 random drive-throughs as well, which is the way it is. GJL will have 2 drive-throughs. BX Royal will have 3 drive-throughs. I mean, the admin team is the team that has the most drive-throughs in total because they have 3 random. BX Royal will have 3 drive-throughs. Owen will have 1 drive-through. Iggy will have 1. Natty G will have no drive-throughs. Capel will have 4 drive-throughs. Mortal will have 1. Viking will have 1. Anonymous will have
3 drive-throughs. Mr. Oak will have 2 drive-throughs. Kellen will have 1. And Alessandro will have 5 drive-throughs to serve. CMP will have 2. Zika will have 2. Yes, Capel, you'd have 3 random and then 1 forced. That's how it is at the current time. So that will mean, in terms of random drive-throughs, obviously we were capping it at 75 total. Everyone has a minimum of 4 random drive-throughs now. One team has 6 random drive-throughs, which is one team that's been shafted. Which team is this? Team number 13. 6 randomized drive-throughs. Perry, you have 2. 2 forced drive-throughs. Team 1, admin team, as expected, the most drive-throughs due to loads of forced drive-throughs, more forced drive-throughs than any other team. That double 13 spin from Beth is absolutely brutal for the Toyota team. Clean Beast is here in P11 and his teammate Alessandro. Probably their best chance at a win throughout this lobby is ending up with 5 drive-throughs. The guy is going to be pitting more than half his laps on the hards. Erotica's took that hard stint all the way to the end, and these 3 are going to the end. Auto on his hards, Taz on his mediums, Captain Eli on his mediums. They'll probably close up a bit more. Asseldor in P5, 40 seconds off the back on softs though. He's going to be gaining. I'll be interested to see how they end up. Obviously McLaren leading the whole thing right now. Whack Jump still has 1 drive-through to serve. I'm sure he'll get it done at some point. He's still going to the end though. I think the only person we have at the front that is yet to pit, or that will need to pit, is Gunmad. T-Pos must have pitted on softs, which fair enough, but I think he could have done his hard stint, but yeah. Let me just send this into the chat at the current time. Fracas is manufacturing DMs. JP sticking middle fingers up on messages. Blame the wheel, JP. Not all of us can be blessed all the time. Just be grateful you haven't had 8 drive-throughs as a team, like the admin team will have. Speaking of drive-throughs, has everyone served their drive-throughs? Team 2 has 1 left to serve. Whack has 1 left to serve. Where is he? There he is. I'm sure he'll do it at some point. It looks a bit hazy. T-Pos update please. T-Pos in P7. He'll be on softs. He'll be definitely gaining some time now on the leaders. I reckon you'll see that down at about 50 seconds by the end of the race, considering Auto's on hards and he's on softs. But Asseldor is the man you'll want to be gaining on. He's the effective race leader right now. Let me just stick a draft in on here on the calculator, just to see roughly where we'll look at for everyone right now. Just sort of see what kind of gaps we're looking at for these top guys. Asseldor is in P4. Deco's not on the screen. Astro's okay. Yeah, we'll just spin it there. just want to give you guys an update of how we're looking at as like a total overall finish. So Auto would be winning this race. Taz currently 16 seconds off, so I'll just type that in. Eli currently 20 off, I'll type that one in. Asador currently 38 off, that can go in for now. Aratakar's 48. Wack also 48, I mean it's neck and neck. T-Par's 57. Astro 62. Let's go on board with this battle and let's see what that would do. Fastest lap of the race? Was that? Not quite, but his fastest lap of the race so far. That would put just a 10-second gap between... Wait, no. I haven't thrown the toe, so it wouldn't. It would put... ...38 seconds behind. I don't know what it'd do. I'm a bit lost. I think it would give McLaren about a 38-second gap, but they do have a few more time penalties. So if you want to make this race a little bit closer, you know who you give your time penalties to. Who is it on? It's Anonymous driving that final stint. Tell you what, Asador is gaining here as well. Like, he's putting on a show and a half. Setting 45s in the softs. Aratakar's setting mid 44s. I think the McLaren, he preferred it slightly. He set a 44.6 in the McLaren. Best lap of a 44.8 in the Mercedes. Wack Jamp's just behind him, doing solid. T-Boss on course for his fastest lap of the race. Pyro up to P9. What a man. Just 65 seconds off the lead as well, Pyro. Deco looking for a move on Glen here. So yeah, just in terms of where we're looking, for context, in terms of the current, if things finish right as they are now, your top four would be first place McLaren, second place BMW, third place Toyota. Unfortunately, they're getting shafted by drive-throughs because they have only served one drive-through so far. Fifth place, fourth place Peugeot. So despite Auto's incredible efforts, he's actually not gaining as much as they could, which is just mental to me. Who was his teammates? SD and Harshik. Harshik, Lord Hands finished down in P8. And SD down in P13, so it's two lower half finishes that's been the problem for Auto and his team. But I mean, it gives them a chance, you know. If the McLaren team have a poor race, which is definitely possible, we could see some big changes, since it's really close, the battle for second place. But McLaren have quite a bit of a head start. Where is Wack? Yet to do his final drive-through. Going to be really tricky to keep track. We're going to need both people. I think both me and Pyro are not driving, so we're going to need both of us to freaking pay attention and figure out when people are serving Their drive-through is just less than 10 laps to go now as we're into the 60s. We have Auto leading the way. Taz in P2, Eli in P3. Asseldor in P4. Are the DT donations closed for the final stint? No, they're not closed for the final stint yet, because sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I'm just reading through the chat. Everyone's fuming that X90G doesn't have any drive-throughs for the final stint. Viking only has one drive-through. Capeo says X90G win or leave the league. People saying nice one, Beth. Kids are crying. I got cash to apply pain. I had a cheat between watching the last year with the footy, but after so after they're watching the footy. Just a bit unfair. Poor Al Sanchez can spend half his race in the pits. However, let's pay attention to this race. We've still got 6 laps to go. I just spun the wheel, I didn't say anything. Okay. I think it's more the fact that obviously their team's been blessed. They've only had one drive-through so far. They've all come at once. Taz, P2, 13 seconds behind Auto. They've had 6 drive-throughs, like wheel drive-throughs, and 5 of them have come in one stint. Well, I had 3 as well. Me and Boyan had 3 each, so we should be most pissed off. Well, up until now, but yeah, it's pretty even though. Like when you consider all the teams across what everyone has in total, things are pretty even. Tell you what, we're getting quite tight for this because obviously we left off late with this final race. With this race, and times are quite tight for if we'll get done in time for 8 PM, so unfortunately the last lobby might be a little bit late, but hopefully there won't be. Looks like we're going to have a battle for P2 though. Eli has sort of been like so consistent throughout this stint on the medium, setting low 46s more often than not. Taz more in the mid 46s. Their fuel is perfectly equal. Their tyres are perfectly equal. So it's going to be a fight to the death of these guys. JP, I thought we had 2 this stint. Toyota had, so you had no drive-throughs stint 1, no drive-throughs stint 2, 1 random stint 3, and 1 forced. So yeah, 1 random stint in the first 3 stints combined. One forced because someone had voted for Toyota to have a forced penalty in stint 3. Eli now within a second, so he will get slipstream down this. There is also a battle on the main straight as well, which will be interesting. And to be honest, I kind of want to go watch it, but I think this is the more important one for P2 in the race. These 2 teams that are looking pretty good overall. I don't think Eli's going to get it done this lap round though. Let's have a look. What's that fight that's really close on track? It's Deco and T-Bop, but unfortunately T-Bop doesn't. Well, he has a penalty, so yeah, this is going to be the one to watch. Popcorn time indeed. Taz and Eli going at it. 4 laps to go. 3.5 by the time they get to the end of this straight, I guess. Eli not really gaining on the straight, so he's not going to get that he's not going to get the move done this lap. Sorry, if I could speak, it would be beneficial, wouldn't it? Well, if we were to spin again, then Team 13 would have hit the cap, so with the 6 random ones. I think Bad Robot is going to be winning the battle for P15 here. P14, sorry, the battle for P14, not the battle for last. Eli's still gaining though on Taz. 3 laps to go now. Wonder if he gets any closer. I think, did he clip the wall? Bit of a poor exit there, so he's not going to get the move done this lap again, unfortunately for him. Assador has closed right up. I actually wrote down what the gap was last time round. Last time we looked at Assador, he was 38 seconds off the lead. He's gained 13 seconds on auto since we last looked. And let's face it, if he's gained 13 seconds on auto, he's probably gained 13 seconds on the field. So that's really big for him and really big for the McLaren team, full stop. And it gives them an even bigger head start for Anonyma to try and defend into the final race, into the final stint. Further back, Wack hasn't served his drive-through, I don't think. I might be wrong, but I don't think Wack has served all of his drive-throughs. I think he has one more left. Gels Daughter's got the stream up, so hopefully you don't want to leave me just yet. Let's tune in for the final few laps, then we'll be over to the tier 1 lobby. I think Wack is probably going to be serving that at this lap, or I may have missed it. If I've missed it, obviously my apologies, but if he doesn't serve it, it will be a 30-second penalty onto his time, which the BMW team could really do without going into the final race, the final stint of the race. Obviously just 2 hours to go of this race, which to be honest, it looks like we're finishing bang on, as Taz and Eli are now neck and neck. I've joined this battle at the perfect time. Eli in the slipstream, looking to the right hand side,
not quite enough, but he's going to be following all throughout this. Backs out of the inside. He got along the inside. Wack does come home to serve his final thing, drive through. Obviously, we won't have the grid confirmed for the final stint until this race is over. So make sure those guys are aware of that. That's looking awfully close to a penalty there for Eli, but I think he's just got away with it. Sun looks like it's starting to set now, and this is obviously the afternoon session. We'll be in the evening session for the final race, so I think we'll be finishing as the sun is setting and probably in the darkness towards the end of the race in the final stint. One lap to go. Onto the final lap of the race now. Everyone is on the last lap, which is fantastic to see. We'll stay on board with Taz and Eli. Eli 4/10 back from Taz, gaining all the way up the hill. For whatever reason, he started. I think he missed the apex there on that right-hand corner, which is such a rookie error to make. Completely revving this Nissan out. Obviously, he's got fuel to spare, and he's further away this lap than he was on the previous lap. Just missed the apex on that final corner, which has really cost him all the way up. Asador still gaining. Last time we mentioned he brought it down from 38 down to 23. He's brought it down, 38 down to 25. He's further brought it down to 23 seconds now. Final lap. We do need to go away from Astro. Gonna stay on board with these guys just for this corner, and then I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to go. Eli not going for the move. What's his exit gonna be like here? Auto has driven absolutely magnificently this race, and we're going to go on board with him coming around the penultimate corner. Through the final corner now, Auto Rattalon wins the third stint of the Mind charity race 2026 by around 10 seconds to Taz. Taz now coming across the line, 9.9 seconds off the lead. Eli 10.3 seconds off the lead. Asador next. He's going to be coming across 22.8 seconds across behind the lead. Ratakos will suffer a penalty. I think that's going to put him 30.1 seconds off. Wack is the next car across the grid. Oh no, it's not Wack, it's T-Pos. Where's Wack gone? T-Pos in P6, 49.9. Really good job from T-Pos there. Gunmad in P7. I tell you what, he's recovered really well. I thought early on, Gunmad was going to really struggle in this lobby. Pyro. Oh my god. Why have we watched that? He's going down the pit. Pyro can't just finish normally, can he, in a race? He has to make himself special. He has to finish across the line of the pits. Deco 71 seconds. T-Bop 78. Kling Beast. Pyro. Jack. Bad Robot. What have I just watched? Alright, anyway, thank you to everyone for tuning in. Huge congratulations to Auto for the way that he drove that race, and Taz and Eli. Really good job from those guys getting the podiums. We need to get these positions typed up as fast as possible and get you guys over into the final stint, which you can find live right now on the channel. So go ahead and watch that one.
And I think it's Giles commenting. So yeah, make sure to go tune in. We'll get he'll get the race results out to you guys as soon as possible.